Sup, Dibbles? J-Dog back with another goddamn homeboy hangout. We got fucking Brutal Baxter back. Brian said we gotta do another video, bro.
Definitely. I mean, I like to talk metal. You like to talk metal. You know, we need to hang more. And, you know, not now that I'm out sort of like on the west side, out in Parma, you know, the
Where
metal
were you,
capital.
Part 4 Parma?
Willoughby. I was way
Where the
out
fuck's
east.
Where the fuck is that?
It's like
roughly
way past East Cleveland.
Well, plus, so how long of a drive is it to here from Willoughby?
Not too long, like hour and
Oh, that's
half.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're at Parma. Where are you at roughly around, let's say, State Road or so?
I'm right off State and Snow, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly where. Yeah.
A lot of metalheads walking around. I like that. I think that's cool. You know, and you still got the spirit of Jim Kanya in Parma, dude.
Well, you're the guy.
Parma, you got to think of, you know, Jim Kanya.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's funny because you bring that up. Is I remember, but you were always drawn down the middle. Like when I was growing up, it seemed like a lot of the Akron guys hated the Parma guys, and the Parma guys hated the Akron guys. Then I would ask you about either Kanye or Dwayne or some of the or Dave from like Manticore. Yeah, bro, I like them all. Like,
yeah. I mean,
you're just kind of always in the middle.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I grew up out here in Valley City. Like, I grew up over on Neff Road, you know, so I'm familiar with Medina, Brunswick, but then I went to school out by Elyria and all that, so I was familiar with that area. Same with Parma, Cleveland. I'm always.
What year did you graduate?
Man, that was a long time ago.
You don't remember?
It was in the 1900s. No, 91.
90. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a long time. But yeah, I was fresh out of school, you know, and already when I was in school, already into the metal. But you know, the death metal started coming around, you know, even more. So, yeah,
so
good times.
You didn't hear the death metal until after 91?
Oh no, way in like the 80s.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But then, you know, school time, you know, you had all the metal, and then, you know, it progressed even more, you know, because back in like the 80s, it was more, you know, like the thrash stuff and all that, and then it just got heavier and heavier. Next thing you know, oh, wow, we got brutal death metal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it was sort of cool growing up, you know, out this way because, you know, back then we had like the Coliseum and all that, and luckily, a lot of my sister's friends would take me to a lot of these shows when I was real little.
Because your sister's older.
Yeah.
Because I never met anyone in your family.
Probably not. They don't. They're not into metal.
But they didn't show up. They didn't show up to any Gurge shows or anything.
No.
So they're not going to be at Dead by Dog.
No, they ain't going to be there. I mean, my mom thought, oh, someday you'll grow out of those, you know, metal shirts. And it's like, yeah, here I am now.
So you let her down.
Yeah, and still
letting her
shirts,
down.
You know.
I'm surprised you got a Decrepit shirt on. I didn't know if there'd be a little bit too black metal for you, especially on Acrimonium.
Well, you know, the music was still good. Like Acrimonium, the music was great.
No, I loved it, but I just didn't know. But you were always the no gay black metal, bro.
Yeah, but they weren't really gay. You know? They were pretty good. You know, a lot of their death metal stuff. I mean, you know, it's good stuff, dude. Yeah. The demo.
But did you like any black metal, straight up black metal? Did you like any black metal? I heard you maybe like Immortal.
Yeah, I like the Immortal, some of Marduk. Some of the more real, you know, brutal type black metal, like we even had Immortal, Marduk, and all them guys like do record store appearances at Extreme.
Oh, when they did the Cleveland shows,
yeah.
I remember Christian did a record store appearance.
Yeah, that man.
I knew
Immortal.
They did. Yeah.
And the funniest thing about that though was back then I had the original that Hound drew, the No Gay Black Metal logo.
That was the Corpse Crystal thing, right?
Yeah, but it's the actual one that he drew. I had in the office back there.
Yeah.
You know, Immortal there.
But
they're looking at all that. And I'm like, don't worry, you guys aren't gay. You know, it's cool. You know, but those guys were really cool. Same with like Marduk and yeah. So those two bands were pretty cool. But yeah, of course, I'm not much of a black metal guy. But if it's really brutal, I could probably get into it. You know.
Yeah. What didn't you like it? Because you like a lot of, even though they say that there's keys or other parts, but you like other music, like rock and roll and shit. So why would it be that big of a turnoff? Like if a good song's a good song, like
it just sucks. Some of it sucks. Most of it sucks. You know, it's like, I don't want to listen to that. You know.
Yeah. So you weren't a front row headbanging a Somnus in the Cleveland scene.
No, but I was friends with Somnus. You know, I mean, you know, even like Lou, we're still good friends and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely not into that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you like the Manicore stuff?
Yeah, the Manicore was dirty, and it was more. You could say that's sort of death metal.
Yeah,
it's not really black metal, but you'd call it maybe satanic death metal or whatever people want to categorized nowadays because there's so many different, categories, and I can't even keep up with
Say,
them.
oh, I'm saying 100%. Yeah. What's your take on bands then like that would fall in that category that was influenced? Did you ever like stuff like Archgoat, Blasphemy?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Assume, yeah.
I came from more of a thrash background, Slam in the Pit and that type of real heavy music. And, I just craved more heavier over the time. So brings you to brutal death metal, which I still listen to all the time.
Yeah, that's your bread and butter. Would you say that's what you still listen to the most, or do you listen to a lot of more classic rock and shit? Like,
no, brutal death metal.
That's still what you listen to the majority of the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you go home now, I got the old school 5 CD, disc changer. It's all brutal shit in there.
Yeah.
Every now and then I might throw some thrash on or something, but then a lot of the older hard rock metal, for my tribute type band, I'll pop some of that on just to, learn it and all that stuff. So, but as far as listening to it all the time, nah. No,
What about like just like the classic death metal shit, like '90s, like?
All the time.
You listen to that pretty often? Okay.
Yeah, like I'll throw in all that old stuff and still pop it in. The old classics, even some of the old death thrash classics. Throw all that stuff in. Yep.
So you liked every single album by Cannibal then?
I don't think they've ever put out a bad record.
So what do you think about these? It's funny, it's damn well somebody that's 18 or something who's calling the shots. What do you think about those kids calling it like hot? They call it on my channel Hot Topic Death Metal.
I don't think it is. I mean, Cannibal's still brutal. The music's still good. Maybe there's stuff sold at Hot Topic now. I don't know.
Well, my argument is that, but
there,
I don't either. But I mean, I've been reluctantly in there before, and my argument is, I was like, yeah, but dude, you guys all like Motorhead, Slayer, and Iron Maiden, like they sell that in there too.
Yeah.
So why is that okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that mean it sucks now?
It's stupid. Too many people like online and the internet. Too many people have a voice now.
Yeah, that shouldn't
have a voice.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
I mean, that's half the reason I don't even get on social media hardly at all. Because it's just dumb. You're reading this like, man, these people are a bunch of losers. It's like you ain't got no life. You're gonna sit and cry about this and that. And
yeah.
So I spend my time doing other stuff than scrolling and the hell with that.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about your fest.
Well, here, look. So I got. It's
Dog.
funny. Here's the original flyer, and the guy that did this, he's like, "Oh man, that flyer is dog shit." I was like, "Hey man, it was a freebie." Like, what do you want?
The new one looks a lot better.
These are stickers. I did a sticker flyer because I pressed 2,000 of these. Kramer Antichrist drew this. He just sent to me lay off. So this stuff, I literally just received these today. Did 1,000 of those.
Nice.
So I think that does look much better.
I do too. I do too. Yeah, I like the Dead by Dog logo.
Yeah.
People need to come out to this because the thing is, you may not like some of these bands, or you're like 2 of them, but you won't like this band. But the thing about this fest, it's gonna be fun, dude. West Side Bowl.
Yeah, isn't that place awesome?
It's killer.
That's what I keep telling everybody.
You ain't even gotta. Well, we gotta go for a while. We gotta go get something to eat. No, you don't have to. They got killer food.
Yeah, no, dude, their pizza's awesome.
Awesome. I remember I got one to go. One of the last fests there. I got a pizza to go. It was delicious.
Dude, that's specifically what I had. What I was trying to explain to you, I was like, what do you think I'm a fucking idiot? I was like, I didn't have it at an inconvenient location just because I'm a fucking completely a moron. I was like, I had it there because it's better than every other club. I was like, where are you going to have it? The Agora? It's $15 beers now? Who the fuck wants $15? Like, $15 for a beer, and what do you got? We got Miller and Bud Light. Shit on top of shit for $15.
I couldn't even get a buzz for $200. I ain't even getting a buzz.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I could talk about too, like, some of these venues, and it's like, they're so overinflated and just pretty much ripping people off.
Yeah.
Where like West Side Bowl,
the beers are reasonable price. I don't know them off the top of my head, but they're less than $10. I know that. I think they're craft beers, and I think they're between 6 and 8. I think. Yeah,
and that's for the the high end.
Yeah, it's not.
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. You want the cheap shit? They have that too.
You can go outside, hang out, party, and smoke.
You can have smokes like that. Yeah, that's what I was telling everybody.
The bar area. Yeah. If you just want to eat and chill, you can go bowling, hang out in the parking lot, and they're pretty cool. So I think the whole party atmosphere for a show like this, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Because if
I want to be a good time.
I don't care what bands are playing. Sometimes it's like if I know that I can't have fun at this venue, it's like, not even gonna go.
Dude, that's what I said the last time I saw Merciful Fate. we went to Detroit, right? And it was at this huge stadium, and it was all seats. I got bitched at where I stood, and everything was to the second, like move to line, and then once over, get out. I'm like, the show sucked. I was like, don't get me wrong, Merciful Fate, yeah, they were cool live and stuff. I was like, but my overall time for that evening, I was like, was shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I couldn't stand up close and see personal. I got yelled, literally a chick yelled at me. Then I went over, like, can't go there either. I'm like, it's a fucking show. Yeah. At what point were there rules to where you stand at a fucking show?
Be no rules.
I was like, this is the gayest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you need that funability factor. Otherwise, none of it matters, you know? And that's what's good. West Side Bolt, you're going to have fun, even if you only like maybe one of these bands. But I think personally, a lot of bands, you know, for example, Regurgitation, my band, there's other people that they love us, but they like Pro Fanatica.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna. So me, I like every single band on there. That's me. Yeah. But I purposely picked bands for different, like Rotten UK. That's a punk band.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted, because what I liked, like for example, I liked your fest, but my only complaint, as after a while, even if you liked all the bands, it's a bit ear fatigue because it's the same genre again and again and again.
That's the way a lot of these festivals are nowadays, you know, and that's. I've been to plenty of them where it's like you can't tell the bands apart.
Yeah,
you know, and I know my brutal death metal pretty good. But it's like, all right, I just seen a band that sounds just like this last band.
100%, yes.
Whereas mixing it up like this is cool. I mean, you ain't got any gay deathcore on here.
No, that's I can't stand that shit. No,
good. But you know, a lot of this other stuff.
Dude, we call it, you ain't watch a channel for shit. We call it twinkcore on the channel.
Yeah.
I think that's the gayest genre on earth.
Oh, it's terrible.
Terrible.
Like saying, oh,
exactly.
What the hell are you
doing?
Dude,
we were at this fucking thing, Lindsay and I, and chick's like, hey, you want to hear some music? Oh, yeah, not really. She's like, no, I can put on some music, whatever you want. I like everything. I'm like, all right, yeah. So I was like, how about some, you know, let's just go, you know, just easy. Everybody likes it. Cannibal, Deicide. Lindsay's like, no, don't do that. She's like, she's like, well, what kind of music like? She's like, metal. She's like, got you covered. I was like, oh, all right, sweet. I was like, now I'm thinking, of course, like, she's going to put on Megadeth, you know, Iron Maiden, you know, classic shit. Slayer, cool. All right, you know, cool. Dude, it comes on. She's like, this is my playlist. Nothing but jams. I'm like, all right, nothing but jams. Rain and Blood's going to be on there, right? Dude, nothing but that twinkcore shit straight. I'm like, oh my God. Dude, I literally had a headache by song 5. And then she's like, next one comes. I was like, oh, my favorite's coming. Know this one, guys? I was like, I don't know any of these, and I'm ready to jump out the fucking window right now. It was bad.
Well, it's like you get those people that, oh, yeah, I like death metal, and oh, what kind of bands you like? Five Finger Death Punch. Oh, man.
It was like that, yeah. Well, just, when you're out and about and you get that, how do you just go, oh, yeah, dude, or do you call them out?
It depends. I usually call them out. You know, like one 11th hour show we just played recently. There was some girl there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, wish you guys played heavier." I'm like, yeah, you know, this band would just do the tribute thing. And what kind of heavy stuff are you into? Oh, I like the super duper heavy stuff. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know, well, like what kind of? Oh, Job for a Cowboy.
The thing is, this day I never even listened to them specifically because of the name.
It's a stupid name.
Totally.
I'm the same way. I could look at a logo. I'm like, I'm not even going to check that out.
Don't even want to like it.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, I ain't wasting my time with that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But yeah, this fest is going to be a lot of fun. People should come out to it just to come party and have fun, meet some really cool people. You know, it's going to be a great fest. So,
out of curiosity, I expect you not to like. But I don't know, because I actually, for years, I didn't think you liked King Diamond or Merciful Fate.
Oh, see,
but you were at King Diamond. I was like, because I always picture you as the brutal guy. Granted, I did know you liked some Rush and shit like that, but I thought it was very select. But I was I didn't think you liked King Diamond at all. Have you listened to that band, Attic? And if so, do you like it? Or?
You know what? I haven't heard it yet. So I'm interested to see him. You know,
dude, so like,
I do love
but I'm saying
King
the vocals
Diamond
alone, I mean, he sounds exactly like King Diamond.
Oh, wow.
Like,
how's the riffs? Pretty good riffs, too?
To put it this way, their new album, I thought was the best album of the year by far.
Wow. I'll have to check it out.
They put up, so they got 3 records. The first album was in 2012. Their second album, I think, was 2016 or 17. And they just did a newer record. It came out in March or April. And it's definitely my favorite record this year.
So they're basically like a clone band.
No, I would say that. So the thing is, it sounds like very much
Which
like.
Is probably a whole nother
so
debate.
The vocals sound just like Merciful Fate, King Diamond. You could definitely hear some King Diamond riffs in there and Fate. A little bit of Judas Priest, but then there's also like a dissection influence in there. You can hear, because like there's parts where there's like blasts and the drums, So it's not just like a direct. It's put it this way, even we were at they only played the U.S. once, right? They did this year. It was at Hell's Heroes in Texas.
Oh, okay.
That's the only show they did. We flew out and went to it. Once I saw they were playing, I was like, oh, I'm going just to watch them. And I interviewed them, right? And Don was there because Nunslaughter played. And I was talking about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go watch fucking Lord of the Rings. You know? I was like, I'm telling you, dude, you should watch that Attic. And then he goes back home. He's like, dude, this Attic is amazing. and he's like, and that guy don't like anything.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him. You know,
he's like,
I do like that.
Because he only likes the early Merciful Fate stuff. And he's like, dude, this Attic blows away all those King ED albums. I was like, I don't know if I'd go as far as saying that, but I was like, yeah, I'm telling you, dude, I told you to stick around. You probably should have walked.
So here's a question for you. What do you think of the whole, these bands, I call them clone bands. Like, for example, I guess Attic you may consider, or I'd have to hear
people would say that. No, vocally for sure, 100%
I think a lot of these clone bands are actually really good and do it better than the original band that sort of started that.
So
type of style.
Nowadays
you got a lot of those bands. What do you think of those?
I think clone bands are totally acceptable and cool in the sense, but as long as you're not ripping off riffs directly. For example, like although I did like them too. Remember that band County Medical Examiners?
No.
Oh, you never heard them?
No, I don't.
It's a total Carcass ripoff. The guys dress up like doctors. The thing was, I guess they try to fool everybody that they look like nerd doctors. People are like, oh, you fell for that? I was like, oh, that's what the photos on that fucking album. But I mean, they literally take riffs and like recycle them. That they make no bones about it.
Oh, now that's bad.
So, yeah, but it is kind of cool because the way they do them like backwards and shit. But like a band like Pharmacists, I don't know if you heard them.
Oh yeah, them.
That to me is like this is what Carcass should have been playing right after Symphonies of Sickness.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, it's a clone and obviously sounds like them. I was like, but it's different songs. Yeah. You're not mistaken that like, oh, what
it's
the fuck?
They took that style and just kept going with it.
That's okay.
There's a lot of clone bands like that I like.
Same
because,
here. Yeah.
A lot of these older bands, they're not bringing the style and the same sound that they used to have.
Correct. So somebody else is carrying it on.
Yeah, carrying it on, and a lot of those good bands.
For example, it'd be cool if somebody could kind of imitate. I'd keep the rawness like that. If somebody want to play thrash nowadays, try to play it like the first Sadist record, because Sadist is around. They don't sound like that.
No.
So like that would be
example.
Cool.
Yeah.
That would be so yeah, because realistically too, if you're going to start a new band, let's face it, it's not going to be anything new. Everything's been kind of done. So take a style that's maybe not has done as much and try to just keep it alive
and make it better.
Yeah,
because that can be done. There's a lot of those bands out there, but yeah, like you said, some of them that blatantly rip off. I don't want to listen to that. But a lot of these other bands, it's like, wow, actually pretty good for that style because I'm not getting that style from the original band that did that style.
Well, who's a rip-off band that in yours that you do like then? That you're thinking of? You say
like clones. You mean? Well,
yeah.
You got a bunch of them. Like for example, you got a lot of.
The one that you like.
Disgorge clones, or like even an older Devourment clone. Like.
But is there a specific example that you heard? I like this band.
Probably tons, names? But like one like Sick.
The SIK band. Or?
Yeah. SICK.
SICK. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's an SIK.
It sounds just like the old Devourment stuff, and then there's a few other bands that do. Then you got like Devangelic sounds like the old Disgorge type sound. So there's a lot of those bands, and they're killer. And I do like a lot of those bands, but you get a lot of people. Oh yeah, they sound just like this.
Yeah. That's what the for example that Attic. That's hit or miss. So people say my comments, see the people love them. They're like, dude, this sounds like fucking. So it's
I'll probably like it then. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
And they were awesome live. And again, this will only be the second time they ever played the U.S.
So it's a rare appearance. Too.
Yeah, and they've never been on the East Coast ever. Yeah.
Yeah, people need to check out some of this stuff. Like the rare appearance shows. Of certain bands that you're not going to see every day, or they're not on tour and hitting your town twice a year. It's those special bands that you probably never get to see are definitely the ones you want to come out.
It's funny you say it because people, when I was first talking about doing a show, people were like, well, close by bands that would draw, like, why not an Immolation or something like that? I'm like, not against it. I was like, they tour though, dude. I was like, if there's nothing, that's not. Now, if I was to ask an Immolation, I'm not saying I wouldn't if I continue to do this each year. I was like, but what I would personally want is some type of special set, like, hey, we're doing just the first 4 albums or something like that. Well, there's not, because I like every record. It's just because, but it's like, but you could see them on tour. They're just doing a regular set. So I'm like, I was like, why? Just wait till next year. They'll put out a new record and you'll see them. Like, they're going to come to your town. That to me is not like special.
Yeah, because a lot of people have seen, like me, I've probably seen Immolation, man. 20, 30
Yeah, but not everybody's as old as you, Brian. Not everybody graduated high school in 91.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, majority of the people that comment on my videos, I'm 95% certain were born after the year 2000. Born.
A lot of them. But, a lot of these younger guys, I mean, they seem like they're into the music.
No, and that's cool. And I'm not.
People, get a lot of posers too, and all that. But
we always
a lot
did.
of people are, still out there hungry for good death metal. So I guess that's cool. I mean, really, I didn't even know if death metal would still be around nowadays.
Yeah.
So for it to still be around and somewhat thriving still, I think it's great. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm glad younger people are getting into it.
No, of course. People take me out of context when they say, "Oh, he's like this bitter old man." He's like, he doesn't want any kids into it. I was like, it's not. No, I'm not that. I was like, I want as many young kids or people that are going to be truly into it. What I'm calling out is, number one, don't come in here like you're a hard ass, like you're calling the shots of what you tell them, what the rules of the land. I was like, dude, you just got this 3 years ago. That's number one. And number two, another thing I'm pointing out, but it's always been like this. I was like, there's a very, very good chance 5 to 10 years from now, you're not even listening to this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because the majority don't.
Always
that's
like
all
that.
I'm saying.
Always like that.
Yeah.
The posers or, so many people are in it just for, the likes or whatever, and then they'll move on to whatever next trend is coming up, and you'll see them 10 years later. You won't even recognize them, you know?
I mean, you've seen more people, especially when you have the shop and shit, so people coming in and out in the local scene. So me going to shows, I've seen people, I'm like, never seen them in 20 years. I mean, but you've seen more than I have, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. And I still go to a lot of shows where it's like, man, these people I don't recognize.
Right, don't recognize. Yep.
It's like must be new people or something, which is great. That's cool.
So, for example, dude, going to the TISH goddamn Saturday.
Going to what Saturday?
Goddamn TISH.
What TISH?
you don't watch the channel for shit.
Every now and then.
That's slang for mortician. The TISH.
Oh, that's right.
The
barbecue.
Barbecue.
Actually, no, because I got a show with my other band.
Oh, so you won't be there. But I'm just okay.
Yeah. Well, otherwise, I would be there because I went to the past couple or whatever.
But I'll promise you this: 80% of the crowd I won't recognize.
No, probably not, dude. Probably not.
So, and it's just like, well, where were you at the last show? Like, So.
Yeah, bunch of new faces, but that's good. Yeah, a lot of these people.
I know you hide it better than I do. You get along with everybody in the scene, right?
What's that?
You hide it better than I do. It seems like you like every single person that you come across.
Well, I try to be cool to people, because I'm a cool guy.
No, I try to too, but you can only poker face it for so long.
Oh,
some of these clowns.
Yeah. Oh,
but it seems like you poker face it no matter what.
Well, some of them I really like to punch in their face, but I got to try to be nice and not do that.
I heard you punch a guy in the face going back from Chicago one year.
Probably. Yeah.
Not throwing out names. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucker left me in Chicago. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is that a true story?
Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So you just came up and punched him in the face?
No, I waited for him to go downstairs, and outside, just...
Did he go down?
I mean, I didn't punch him. I just bitch slapped.
So, but he left you high and dry.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Well, one of the story I heard was, he's like, well, yeah, but we waited for him for 3 hours. He's like, he wasn't answering his phone. What was I supposed to do? That's the story I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember it perfectly clear, but it's like, oh, yeah, I was pissed. Yeah. Yep. But, nowadays I try to be a little more nicer and, not beat people up. And, not saying it isn't going to happen or that it has recently happened. I'm not going to say anything about that, but, got to try to keep it cool.
What do you want to or not say? I don't know what we're supposed to talk about or not, but it was kind of announced what was going on in Baltimore.
Yeah.
You could say whatever you want. I just want to say too much in case I'm not supposed to.
So it's one of those situations. It's really weird being, such a long-running band. And, Roy was one of the founding members.
Correct, yep.
And, he's 59.
Yeah, he's like the oldest guy in death metal.
Yeah.
At least in Cleveland, for sure.
And you know what? Roy plays great. Roy's the best guy.
He's getting old.
Lately, it's, his arms are hurting his hands and stuff. And, it was just time that he wanted to retire, He's like, oh, guys, I'm hurting and all that. And it's like, okay, I respect that and all. But, I mean, he was really, on top of his game, too. I mean, he was sounding really good. The past few shows did a really good job. But I guess the pain was just getting too much. Time to retire. But we want to keep things going. We're gonna let the dust settle. Like, we got that whole new record.
That's the biggest question is what
which I'll probably play some for you before I go.
I talked about it briefly on my channel. I heard it. I just hope that it doesn't go to the waistline and into the abyss where it doesn't come out.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But I think the thing is, first, we got to get a new drummer. So if there is any
but the album's recorded though. I thought.
What's that?
The album's done. I thought
it is. I'll let you listen to it.
But having said that, like, why not? Let's just put it out.
Well, we want to see what's going on, because some people are like, well, we should change the name, and some aren't, so we got to sit down and figure all that out.
Okay.
So it's like, if we are going to change the name, should we put the whole new record out with the new band name or keep the Embalmer name? I mean, personally, I don't care. I just want to jam and play,
Okay.
And the CD, it is killer, dude. Wait till you hear it. I'll play you some of it. But yeah, it's really good. So it'll come out. But I think, we just got to figure out, what we're going to do as far as, keeping that name or a new name and, replacing the drummer, because I probably got close to a whole nother record written after that. I got tons of stuff written. So, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
It's like, let the dust settle a little bit, see what happens. But,
sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not the end of things. So.
And as far as regurg, then, I mean, we need to obviously get that goddamn, let's just say it on camera. Let's figure it out on camera because Eric and Chase, a.k.a. around here, Dumb and Dumber, a.k.a. Harry and Lloyd, when it comes to shit, is when we're going to repress, for example, the Tales of Necrophilia CD, there was talk of do it as a single CD without the DVD disc problem, as a jewel case. And then we're talking about doing a jewel case with either like colored shells, red or green shells, single disc. The first pressing was a digibook with the bonus DVD.
Yeah, I like the book. The book was really cool.
So LP need to repress. CD, I guess let's get it on camera so that way they hear. What's your vote? What should we do for a repress of CD?
Probably, because I'm working on it now. Actually, I'm trying to get some old materials, maybe some live materials, and just do a whole new thing with a lot of extra shit on it. So
like an extra disc that throws a bonus on the actual bonus songs on a single
well, no,
disc?
because you figure, CDs
like
can
20,
hold
70 minutes.
70 or something. Someone load it up with some extra. And then, like, what we want to do is go record this new single here soon. So
you have a brand new song written?
Yeah, we're ready to record.
What's that called? If you can say it or can't.
Sexhumation.
Sexhumation?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the name. Yep, Sexhumation.
So, because, it'd be cool to have in time for the show is Tales repressed and then also do the clitoridectomy on vinyl.
I know, I'd love to see that.
Well, I asked you about it. Like, let's do it, bro. I was like, did you have the files?
No,
Who has the files?
Well, I got the music. I got two different versions of it. Because there was the original version, and then Comatose has like a remastered version of it. So there's like two, but it's pretty much the same, But yeah, I really ain't thought about it much. It's like, well, I have to get all that material together, But I want to see also what Comatose, if they want to repress it, because I want to be cool. Like,
if we were to do an LP of it though, like, what about who's got the art files?
Comatose.
Oh, so he does.
Yeah.
And is he one of those guys you email him, you get no reply, and he?
No. Steve's really cool. Like, we were hoping to do some more shirts with him. But yeah, I got to get a hold of him, and because the clitoridectomy's been out of print for
that's what I mean
a long time, and I know a lot of people want it. So I'll get a hold of him, see what he says, and see what we can work out or whatever. Because either way, as long as it's available, I'm cool with it. I definitely want the stuff out there and available. Otherwise, stuff starts going for too much money. It's like, just make it available.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But for me, I'm more focused on like our new track. I've already got some stuff, which I got to get to those guys for some new material, because I'd like to just keep plowing forward. Let's get some brand new regurg out there and, see what happens.
It'd be the same lineup as Tales?
It is, yeah. It's the exact same.
I just didn't know if that was a show only, like, when we get together with the boys, or if they're writing, like, writing stuff all together.
Well, we had the one song we got together, but we don't get to jam too often because those guys live pretty far. Tony's got a studio, Ben's got his job. I mean, me and Dan are usually pretty available, but it's hard to get everybody together and put the songs together, rehearse them, get them down, and everything else with it. So it takes a while.
Yeah.
I noticed. It's one of them things.
I noticed.
I mean, if we could get together more often, we'd probably already have a new record.
Yeah.
Because those guys write. Like Tony can write, Ben can write, I can write. So it's you get it all together, and then boom, you got brand new stuff. But yeah, getting everybody together, it's just difficult.
Guys like Ben and Tony, because I know in the band, I know you the most. Second, Dan, but by a very large distance. Ben and Tony, I don't even know if they know who I am.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. They do.
Because it's one of those met them briefly when I was a kid, that type of shit. What do they say about the show and shit like that?
They're down to play it. I mean, that's the thing too with the band is, because we get all sorts of show offers, tons, and it's like, them guys and getting everybody together. It's hard to, play as much as like if it's up to me, I'd go on tour or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Dan, he's the same. He'd love to play it all the time, but it's harder. So we got to pick and choose our shows. And them guys, I asked them about this. I'm like, J Dawg from Hells wants to, do a show, West Side Bowl. I say we play it, and those guys are like, yeah, let's play, cool. So it works out good, works out really good.
Oh, speaking of that, actually, we could go over this a little bit while you're here too, because I maybe a little bit my bad. I didn't think it through, but both Don came down a couple weeks ago, whipped his dick out, pissed in my Cheerios. Mulder came down, hang out. Do you like Mulder, the death metal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good death metal band.
I thought they were really good. We played with them. I think it was in Chicago, and they were really good, man.
Yeah, they're playing the TISH show that you won't be at.
Okay.
But they just played at West Side Bowl Saturday, and so they're gonna be in Youngstown. I couldn't make it, so we had a birthday party we had to go to. But I was like, hey, let's hang out, man. They came down to Hells. They whipped their dicks out, pissed in my Cheerios too, about my show. And the consensus is so you look at it. Doors open at 4, right? It starts at 5. My idea was going into it is each band, probably with the exception of Regurgitation, because you guys wouldn't have enough material, but if you did, then cool, is giving each band like 45 minutes. And then the headlining band, Attic, I told him, if you do like a 75-minute set, that'd be ideal, but minimally an hour, because their songs are a little longer. And there's songs that got to chop off, etc. I was like, and they've never been here, so it'd be cool, and they're the ending thing. Don's like, dude, what is this going to go on to 4 a.m.? I was like, is that the math? I was like, I don't think it adds up. And
is that a problem? Metal's going on all night?
Well, I don't know if the
mommy have you in bed by 9 o'clock? I mean,
no, but I don't think. To his defense, I think what they're all saying is, well, when does the club close? Well, let's assume 2 a.m.
Probably.
What do you think? There's 7 bands. Is that? They were kind of doing the math, and Don's like, I mean, dude, if you have a changeover you got to be at 15 minutes in between bands, then.
I think it'll be perfect.
But I mean, is that enough time? Now we're doing the math because 5 o'clock start, 7 bands.
That's totally enough time, dude. I mean,
that's kind of what I was like, oh shit, did I not plan that through?
Want to take like an hour to, take their gear off the stage. Every now and then you have those bands, but if you ain't got none of that going on,
we're using the upper, so we are using the upstairs stage. That's what I'm renting. And Aaron just checked because they just played there because he asked, he's like, do they have a back line? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I asked Nate because Evil Army asked for a couple things. He's like, do you have this, this, and that? Here's what we have. Here's what we need. I send it over to Nate, the owner. He's like, we have everything. So I told him, Aaron's like, I'll check when we get there.
Yeah.
And he texted me. He's like, they have a back line. He's like, so the thing is like, what's good is he's like, dude, each band should be no more than 15 minutes in between it to change.
It should be quick. If you're, you've been playing music for a while, you should know how to get your stuff on and off stage. I mean,
that's what he said. He's like, dude, if you have a back line, there's no reason. Like, you got to plug your fucking guitar in. He's like, what?
Even without a back line, it should be quick. I mean, people should know what they're doing. All right, you get your rig, it goes there. When you're done playing, you get your shit, get it off the stage. I mean, it's really simple.
Well, you as a band then ask. I just told you about the back line because again, this is all new to me. When we did Hell's Head Bash and shit, to be honest, I kind of made sure orders and shit and daily business was being done. Eric and Chase kind of handled it. So a lot of it, they ain't helping me with this. You're on your own, dude.
Helping you with this?
No, that's all me, my personal expense, everything.
I'll give you a hand.
So having said that, like you as a band, you're coming there. What are you expecting me to have there?
Well, you can't expect anything.
No, but I mean, you got to have amps.
I mean, yeah, you either bring your own or maybe there's cabinets there. Maybe some of the other
Which, okay,
bands
let's say
had,
addicts coming from Germany. What should they expect? Like, dude, what the fuck? This isn't
Well,
here.
that's where you get with the band, like, hey, here, what kind of gear do you need? And as a promoter, you make sure that you provide them with what they need. You just pretty much talk to people. Like, we go play tons of fests and all this, and you just talk to other bands. Hey, do you got this? Can I borrow this? Or I got this. If you guys need to use it, you can use it. I'll leave it up there. You just, communicate with people. And it all works out really good. If you have the communication there and all that, it's smooth.
Because my assumption was, yeah, as far as like anything that the bands need for equipment, like I wasn't doing anything. I was like, I don't know. I'm paying the club. I thought that's on them. Like, well, because he told me I have everything. Like, so I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about that shit, dude.
I mean, I don't know how good the quality is or what kind of gear. You may want to find all that out.
Okay.
But, a lot of times you just be like, hey, well, here's what's being provided. If you don't like it, make other arrangements, get a hold of you.
When you played there, I don't know if you remember, does it seem like it was decent shit or?
I never played there.
I thought you guys played. I thought you played there once.
No,
I thought around pre-COVID.
I went there for a festival or whatever. It was.
Was it Tommy's Redefining Darkness?
No, the one right before that.
Oh shit! I don't know what was that?
Not the Redefining Darkness. The other one. Fuck, can't remember the name of it. But anyway, it was great, and I can't remember. I think there may have been some gear there, and then people just sharing gear like that. But yeah, you got to figure out what the club has, and maybe their gear sucks.
Yeah.
So. But it's pretty easy to arrange. You talk to some bands or whatever. Some bands may be bringing their own stuff. The next band can use it. Just communicate. That's all.
Yeah.
And then it goes real smooth.
Yeah. And how's it go too? Like, for example, if anyone cancels 2 months out, is that worth a curb stomping? Or is it just, yeah, that's cool, bro? Hit that iron fist.
It depends their reason for canceling.
My reason is you're dead or in jail. Outside of that, there's no excuse.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like a medical emergency or something, but if it's just like someone, I don't want to play, someone being dumb, that ain't cool.
Yeah, because I made it. I mean, remember when I sent you the flyer and shit. I did that for each band and kind of nudge, like, hey, dude, before I print these and shit, let me know. Like, they're not gonna hurt my feelings if you tell me no, you can't do it now. But you're all in, right? I was like, because it makes me look like an ass.
Well, yeah, not only that, but then you wasted all this money promoting a band
that's not there.
That ain't even going to be
Well,
the
reason I feel bad, the reason I'll feel like an ass, any band that cancels, say, like I said, they're all drastically different. What if somebody bought a ticket? They're like, that was the band I wanted to see. I didn't care about no gay-ass black metal pro fanatica. I came there to see the sick shit, and the sick shit canceled. Now I look like a fucking doink.
Well, a lot of things are out of your control.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have your haters like, oh, dog,
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of things are out of your control. But you always got plan B, like, well, if this, real sick band or this band cancels, I got this other band on deck. I got plan B.
I mean, I have a couple plan Bs, but
there you go.
But I mean, still, it's,
all you need. All you need. Plan B, this guy can, okay, well, there's probably bands lined up that would play this.
Yeah, but it could be somebody, Joe Schmo, hey, they're like, come on, yeah, dude, you guys suck so bad you should be paying to play.
Yeah, but you don't want to get those bands.
Well, those are usually the guys that are often, right?
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, true. But I think this thing will go smooth, man. Just go with the flow and, communication and everything will fall into place. People should know, all these bands should know how to set up their gear or make arrangements and get their stuff off the stage. And you know how much time you're going to have. You know how the show's run, and it's all easy.
Oh, do you think it's unreasonable too? Nate told me for sound check or whatever, he's like, just let the bands know if anybody wants a sound check, you got to be here by noon to do sound check. It's like, if not, he's like, that's fine. It's like, then they don't get a sound check. Yeah, is that an unreasonable request?
I mean, you can't sound check every single band, dude. You'll be there all day. I mean, go up there, set your shit up, start jamming out. During the first song, the sound guy will dial you in, and there you go, man.
Well, then, because like, for example, like, take Evil Army.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be driving up, obviously. They're from Tennessee. That's roughly, I don't know where they're at, but roughly 8 hours.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I'm getting them a room. Do they drive up Saturday? Friday?
They should try to get there early.
But I know, that's what I mean. But like, for example, like If they're driving Friday, well, now I got to give them a room for 2 nights. If they're driving up Saturday, it's like, I mean, you guys are responsible enough to get in the car at 6 a.m. basically.
A lot of bands aren't.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I've had bands that don't even, you've seen it, bands that they don't even show up or they can't get there. I mean, that kind of thing happens. And to me, that's just, well, you didn't have your shit together, dude. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you think that's kind of risky? Like a band like that, 8 hour, like.
You're not going to be able to have every band have a sound check.
Yeah. But those guys, and they're punkers. I mean, they're not going to get, like, they're metal punks, but I don't.
They ain't even probably going to care about
no,
the sound
exactly,
check,
probably not. Like, I don't know how our salesman sounds.
Yeah, and like you said, if people really want a sound check, well, get there really early, but it ain't going to matter. You know, I mean, it's like that every show. You're probably not going to get a sound check. Just go up there, play. The sound guy's going to dial it in, and you just go with the flow. You're going to have good sounding shows, bad sounding shows. But, you know, who's ever doing the sound for it, I'm sure I would think that you got that handled with a good sound guy. So they ain't got to worry. You get somebody reliable to handle that, you know? That's how I would do it. Like, all right, let's get this guy. He knows what he's doing.
What did you do for the Ohio Death Fest?
Well, it depends. Some of them I'd hire my own sound guy.
You wouldn't use Mitch's guy?
No, not all the time. Nope.
But you have used him?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Now, when he does that, he just includes him in whatever the hell his club was to rent out?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. What was the reason back in the day you had it the Flying Machine? Because it's kind of like what I'm doing. It was way out in the middle of, not outside Cleveland. Why did you have it there, not the Agora or something?
Well, because, I mean, the Agora is totally different. I just didn't feel that there was that party atmosphere. You know, because like I said, I like the funability factor of a festival. And if people can't go and party and have a good time, I'm not doing it there. And that's what was good about the Flying Machine. Dude, I had a deal set up with them where, you know, if you're in the club, you wanted to smoke, do whatever you want to do, okay. Outside, I can't control that. And that's the deal I had worked out with Mitch. You know, so everybody could go there. And,
oh, you're talking about smoking weed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was part of the deal, and that's why.
Just turn a so your deal with Mitch was, hey, people were smoking weed in here, just turn a blind eye.
We're going to be partying, yeah, and that's the deal we had. Hey, if they're inside, I got it under control. If they're outside, the cops come or something, I can't control that. I'm like, okay. So I just tell everybody, hey, party on inside. I mean, and we did.
Yeah.
Remember the one fest had like a quarter pound of shrooms. And one year we had, you know, the droppers of acid at the ablated booth and smoke. And I mean, it was all about having fun.
Yeah.
You know,
and Mitch didn't care. You already prefaced that to him.
Yeah, that's the deal we had.
Okay, all right.
You know, so that's why I went to the Flying Machine. Whereas, you know, like
the Gore, there's no way
there's
no way they not. Yeah,
they're taking full control over everything.
Yeah,
half the people are getting kicked out, including myself. You know, so it's like, no Agora.
Yeah.
And even the Fantasy, it's like, oh no.
Because you had the first couple there at the Fantasy.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why you left. That's why you left.
Yeah, because I wanted more of a party atmosphere. Yeah. Because otherwise you don't have that. Your fest is going to suck.
Yeah.
You know? So, but originally I was supposed to do the first one at the Machine in Massillon. You probably don't remember that place. It was a cool club, but originally it was going to be there, had flyers out, and then the place caught on fire. So I had to hurry up and switch the first one over to the Fantasy.
Oh, because it burned down right beforehand.
A few months before the fest. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Let's find another club. So had to work quick. And yeah, the Machine in Massillon was a pretty cool place. Had a great sound system. You know, the guy that ran it, he was cool. He didn't care what you did. You know, a bunch of good bands. Even Deicide played there. And so, yeah, burned down though. Man, I don't think there's ever been anything in Massillon since.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever been to shows. Yeah, no, there, yeah. What was the first year you did? What was your very first Ohio Death Fest? What year was that?
It was the 98.
98, okay.
It was actual Ohio Death Fest. And then Sodomized, we did the that Cleveland Death Fest. You know, that was years earlier. Which, by the way, I'm doing Sodomized again.
You're in it again.
Yeah, with Eric and Dan. And that's pretty cool.
So you're doing Sodomized, Regurged, kind of Embalmer, I guess. And then the...
Balmer will sort of happen again. We'll see what's going on with that. Then I do my tribute band. That's fun. And then Syphilic.
Okay.
in Michigan. Did the last CD, and I was hoping to go this past weekend, but I couldn't. I had to fucking work. But yeah, I'm gonna go out there again, start recording for the next CD.
Okay.
So I don't know if you ever heard that stuff.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Did Ablada put it out?
Yeah, the newest one. Yeah.
Okay. And you are on the newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've done. Let's see, 4 records with them.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
No,
I
didn't
did
know.
the second, third, the 4th record, and then the newest record, and then I'm doing the new record.
So does that mean more brutal shit? How's that different from Sodomize and Regurgitation?
It's a whole new world. Have you heard it?
I guess not.
Oh, you
if
gotta
I have,
hear
it's one of those things I
bro.
don't remember.
Oh, you got to hear it. It's like really mathematical, but super brutal. I mean, you would look at it and look at the logo, you would expect a certain thing, but then you pop in and listen to it. Whoa, it's not like you would think. You know, nothing like Sodomized or Embalmer. I mean, this is really mathematical.
So is the songs hard to remember?
Super hard.
So
super hard.
So it's not memorable
I'll
music?
part it out. But then the cool thing is, you know, we'll sit there and add stuff to it as well. Like, well, why don't you try this right there in this part? This is sort of open. Oh, okay. You know, so it's so much fun, and I just go out there.
So is that style like that Necrophagius? Like kind of like that?
I wouldn't say like that, but the riffing is very
complex.
Very complex.
No.
But if you listen to it after a while, like, oh man, it's in a whole new world, man.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised you haven't heard it.
Been holding out on me, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that, man. I should have brought you a disc in.
Yeah.
She
brought me a burn of the new Embalmer. Should have brought that. Yeah.
I actually got the new Embalmer on the phone. I'll have to play some of it for you. But yeah, this new Embalmer's really good, man. So hopefully we get us a drummer and get things going again, you know, start playing out. And, I mean, I'm always gonna miss Roy though, but
yeah.
I mean, I respect his decision. Time to retire, you know.
Dude, that's my questions. Like I asked Corpse Grinder that interview if I see interview Glenn Bent, which I'm supposed to, and at Labor Day, is these older death metal guys, they're getting old. So it's like, the question is, how much longer realistically do you think you can do it? Forget if you want to or not. How much longer do you think you can? Like Steve Ashim, how much longer can he go?
And he's still on fire.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You know?
So I was like, because I mean, you're not gonna be doing this when you're 70. Let's call it like it is. And again,
there may be people that do. You know,
it's untested waters because the genre is that is, you know,
exactly, and that's why this whole thing with Embalmer and Roy retiring, it's a whole new thing that most bands don't face.
Yeah,
you know, because we're a 30+ year band. I mean, I've been playing the band for 17, 18 years, and the band was around even before, you know, I came along.
Yeah, well, the first time was 91 or 92? Into the Oven? I think it might be
91.
No,
it was actually probably 90. I'd say around 90. I think. I mean, I guess they say 89 sometimes.
No, there's no way that demo came out in 89.
Well, not when the demo came
but
out,
when
when they started jamming, you know, like Mark and Roy and all that. You know, so it's a band that's been around forever. And for me, I'm like, well, you know, we got this whole new record, and Roy's even cool with this, keeping it going. But, you know, we got to figure out first, hey, we're going to change the name, keep the name, you know, then, you know, get a new drummer and all that, and sort of see what happens. But as far as I'm going, I want to keep jamming, you know, it's too much fun, way too much fun. And, you know, like you said, put out the record and then I'll never play those songs ever again. I mean, that's no fun.
Yeah.
You know?
So, does Paul still want to do vocals if it does continue? Or?
We haven't really, at first he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to quit. But he doesn't want to quit, you know, so I don't know. We'll figure that out with him. And, you know, if he wants to jump on board or if he doesn't, that doesn't really matter. I think the main thing is, you know, having a good drummer, you know, to, you know, replace Roy, keep it going, you know. So we'll see what happens. But I think either way, the music's going to come out, and it's really good. So definitely has to come out one way or another.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, is there anything else you want to throw in there? Like, is there anything we forgot about? You said lots to talk about, bro.
Dude, I could sit here, I could talk for days when it comes to metal.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll try to do this more often. You know, we ain't going to talk about, you know, whatever. Just talk about different shit, whatever we feel like talking
Just put in the comments, too, if you got questions for Brian. Yeah, actually do that. Put any questions you want to talk about with Brian in case he comes back. He's living in Parma now, bro. He's coming down all the time. I'm coming down to Hells all the time now.
Come down to hell, burn a little bit, you know. the
Well,
bad
dude, it is hot as fuck in here,
I
ain't it?
almost feel like I am in hell
Oh.
because I can't sit here and get high and smoke
Yeah.
cigarettes and bust beer bottles or nothing. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to hold back in hell. That's
Yeah.
why they call it hell, right?
Yeah. All right, yeah, so put your goddamn question there for Baxter, and yeah, we'll get to him then, goddammit. Later.